What's going on, family? This is episode 37 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. I'm joined, as always, by Mr. What's Good himself, Israel.
What's good? It's another day to be great.
And you know we got a doctor in the house because we got Luke in the building.
Yo, what's going on, family? How everybody doing? What's going on?
What is going on, fellas? How? You know how we start this off. How y'all week been?
Man, let's see. It's been a good weekend. I had a good weekend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, motorcycle stuff, motorcycle anniversaries, people from out of town from different chapters. Saturday, got to sleep in, no work, chill day. Sunday, wash, clean, and here it is. It's Monday. Got to give me a bookcase finally, so I got a new bookcase, so that was pretty good. Bookcase,
Okay.
bookshelf, whatever you want to call it, but I got a place for my books to display.
So then you can sit back with your background, looking like you at the library.
Yeah, a
Or
little
you
bit.
in your study.
Yeah, like that back there. You see that bookcase back there? Yeah, something like that.
Luke, what about you? How your week been?
Man, fellas, I can't complain. It's been a money-making week. I told all the viewers in the beginning, when we had our little New Year's thing and all that, what my goal is. So I just been working towards that goal. Making money, sitting money to the side. As y'all can clearly see, I'm still on the move right now. So, it never stops, but it was a great week, man. I can't complain. Everything been going good. Oh my God! And then, as you can hear, I always got my little shorties with me. So, yes, you can say we all been making money.
I feel that.
Yeah, what was your weekend like, Solomon?
Well, all right. I like to be transparent on the podcast, so I'm gonna go ahead and be transparent. So I had a little situation going on. You know what I'm saying? I had me a little Atlanta date, right? A little date night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm done. I ain't dating no more.
What?
Yeah, I'm through with it. Can't do it no more.
You gotta tell us about your date night, cause like I don't know if how you do your Atlanta dating, cause I'm gonna let you know how Atlanta dating go for real. If you don't know, we might have to divert before we dive in to
Okay, you might have to let me know, cause I went on the date and I thought the date went well. Was headed for that third date and it was a no-go. Got the text, it was like, nah, we're gonna have to go ahead and stop it right here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So was it the third date of the day or the third date in general?
It was only 2 days.
Different days?
Different days. No, it was the same date, but it was different. We had 2 different days.
Oh, no. See, Atlanta dates, they different. Let me tell you how they different. Because you date somebody in Atlanta, right? You're going to go from one spot, then you're going to go to another spot, and then you're going to go to a third spot. That's dating in Atlanta, man. I've been on a couple of dates where it's like, boom, but I don't know. That's just how it goes. It's like you go somewhere to eat, maybe go somewhere. Because let me say, my first official Atlanta date, way back when, it was like we went out somewhere to eat. Then we went out somewhere to play pool, which is somewhere else. And it just so happened to be somewhere else we went to go drink. Yeah. But Atlanta dates, they different. If you having a good time, you're gonna go to 2 or 3 different spots in that same night. That's when you got time and maybe a little money, but you ain't really got to spend too much. But I say you at least going.
Well, see, the first date was like that. The first day, she was like, we had went to dinner and whatnot, and then she was like, "Okay, where we going after this?" I was like, "Oh, I wasn't planning on that."
Right, yeah. Got them. Half the time, that's how they be. They be like that. Like, especially if you go early, it'll be like, yeah. But if you go later, then that's what it is. And then you might go somewhere else. You might go to 2 spots instead of 3 spots. So yeah, you gotta gauge the time on that, unless you got something else to do after that. So after the date, it's like, all right, the date went this way. All right, I gotta go somewhere else. So you got other plans somewhere else that you ain't planning to take up. But it be like that sometimes too.
See,
but
I ain't
the guru. I'm just saying, I don't make the game. I don't make the rules.
Well, see, I didn't know that. But the last time, we was cool, but she, we had one date, and then she was like, "No, I don't think." I felt it was different, I guess, but yeah. So right. I'm like, you know what?
Just get in the bag, King. Just get in the bag. Just get in the bag. She just saved you money.
That's what I said too. I'm like, it's saving me money. Luke told me the same thing. He's saving you time and money. Just go on ahead and be cool with it. I'm like, I don't care nothing about it. But yeah, that was my weekend.
That's what's up. That's you learned. You had a learning weekend. That's what's up.
All right, fellas, what y'all want to start with first? Because we got a lot to talk about today. Different things, a wide variety of topics. We're definitely going to talk about that plane situation. But what you want to start with first before we get to that?
Man, we gonna talk about Black History Month. January 3rd ain't never come this fast as February 3rd. Like it's always February the 3rd. January the 3rd ain't never come this fast. Like I just blinked and now it's the 3rd. It was just the 1st. It's crazy.
Luke, mute yourself. All right, yeah. So we talking about Black History Month. And you see this little picture I got? It looks so nice. I like it. I was like, ooh, this looks like a nice picture. Anyway, just a little background on some things just overall for Black History Month. And that is the concept of celebrating Black history is largely attributed to the historian Carter G. Woodson, who first proposed the Negro History Week in 1926. Black History Month was officially recognized by the 38th President Gerald Ford in 1976, and he designated the month of February as Black History Month. The month of February was chosen because it includes the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. So it's not because it's the shortest month of the year, even though people had their theories about it. Those are the particular reasons of course, Black History Month. Fellas, what y'all want to say about Black History Month?
Oh, go ahead, Luke.
I mean, yeah, man, Black History Month cool, as I got older, I learned to be able to learn more about what's going on and appreciate those who came before me. So, shout out to all those, those generational people, Black people that was able to make some changes, whether it was politically or economically, or socially. You can't make controversy out of everything. So I don't never really see nothing wrong with giving honor where honor is due. So yeah, that's my take on
it. Man, I find it pretty interesting because I've been trying to figure out when is White History Month? Because while we get a Black History Month, it's cool and everything, but when is White History Month? Every day.
No, White History Month is called taxes, brother. That's taxes.
Oh, that's taxes. Okay, yeah. They must look forward to that month. They be keeping that hush hush. They must be keeping it hush hush. But Black people look forward to that just as much as they do then. But I also like how I say Black History Month is spread it, or at least Black history is spread it, because it ain't just we using February as a month for our history. We got Juneteenth, you got Malcolm X Day that's there, but people don't celebrate it like Martin Luther King Day. So we got months or days throughout the year that are part of Black history. But yeah, it's an interesting time.
Well, I'm gonna say, of course, I'm gonna keep loving that. We're gonna keep celebrating our Black heritage. That is something that we need to continue to do, even though, listen, they don't call the lost tribe of Israel for no reason. People are lost. And the reason why we're going to continue to push the Black History Month is because we need to know our history. That's really the main reason why we don't have the things that we need in today's time, why we don't have the money that we need, the education that we're supposed to have, none of the resources that we need to build our communities, because we don't know ourselves. And so I like that Black History Month is continuously being celebrated and spread, because at the end of the day, this is what they're not taking away, because they're trying to take away slavery. They're trying to take away all of the oppression that they have caused upon the melanated people of America. But this is going to keep reminding us that, hey, y'all did mess with us for a very long time. Y'all did try to suppress our ancestors and our people from all of the hard work that they were doing, all of the sacrifice they were making, all of the inventions, all of the things that they were doing for this country. I wanted to continue to be reminded that there was a time in this country where white people thought that they can enslave us and be our masters, and they weren't even the ones making this country great as what Trump is trying to do.
45-47. He's making it great. He's making it great. I guess he's making it great.
So, like I say, like in the history books, they're trying to take away so many different things. Like I say, the whole slavery aspect, they're trying to erase it. They're trying to erase that, what they've done, because they like, well, we're in a new time and we're not doing those things anymore, yada, yada, yada. But, we can go down the lines of systematic racism and things that you can do legally to make sure that people are not make life hard on a certain group of people. You can do that through policies and paperwork. And I want our listeners to be smart enough and intelligent enough to know that there's more than one way to oppress a person or seclude a people from you, if that makes sense. You could do it financially. That's why you have poor neighborhoods and rich neighborhoods. And there's a certain amount of rules and regulations that they have even in the police department. You ever notice that some of the nicer neighborhoods don't have that much police? Like they roll through, but it don't be as many.
Yeah, because it ain't nothing going on. Ain't no motion. They chilling. They chilling at the gas station at 3 in the morning. I done seen them. Look like they having a whole soiree. I'm at work, going to work. I was like, man, what's going on? You got at least 24 police chilling 3 a.m. at a gas station. Ain't nothing going on in this white area. That's what they do. They got their spot. They chill. They drink their coffee, eat their donuts until it's time to go. But enough about them Anglo-Saxons. They need to put the good, bad in Black history, where they was like, where we had the good parts of like Tulsa, Oklahoma, all of these cities that got bombed, like where they got Lake Lanier. There used to be another Black city. These successful Black cities that they just disappeared. And America has been a bad place in history to our dark-skinned Black people. The Africans, our Black people, it's been a bad place. And I think that's why they're trying to erase history or whatever. But they doing that, but they're not taking away Christopher Columbus and what he did. They giving the good parts, or the uncensored, or what you call it, the censored parts of history, but not the uncensored part. They keep it in.
Well, they did put that away. They did say now it's not Christopher Columbus Day anymore. It is called Indigenous Day.
Yeah, because they're trying to change the fact. It's like they're trying to tell the truth, but not really tell the truth. Like, yeah, it ain't his day, it's indigenous people. But why y'all change it? Because y'all know he came over and it was already people here, and he come trying to take over them people. Yeah. It was their land. That's why what they made that song, "This land is your land, this land is our land." Trying to be like it's sharing. They sharing, but nah, he came to take over and take ownership of something that wasn't his. But they don't try. They don't sell. That's why I'm saying America is sensitizing, making it more sensitive with the things that they give. They give them a PG-13 version of history, but they don't want to tell the horrors of history. They don't want to give you the real background of Thanksgiving. They don't want to tell you that. They got movies on that. But yeah,
I would. That's what I was gonna say too. I was gonna get to the point of they making it so as though they weren't as evil. They just want to make it as a disagreement. They don't want to make it like it was an actual fight or a protest or some violent things. They want to keep it at Martin Luther King level, but they did take it to Malcolm X level. Yeah. A lot of them took it to Malcolm X level. You get what I'm saying? They were very violent. It wasn't a lot of non-violent things that were going on during the civil rights movement and things of that nature. But Black history, like I say, is very important. And I'm gonna keep hey, this is the month, y'all. This is the month. We got February 17th coming up. Right. Our founder for the Coptic organization at the Order of Melchizedek, Adam, is in America. So, we got a whole month to continue to talk about Black excellence and what it means. And I want to say also, to your point of like how they want to make it so desensitized and PG-13. I believe that's another reason why, we so soft. Well, I ain't gonna say we. I'm gonna say the other ones because we ain't soft on here. I'm about that action. I don't care. But anyway, the generation of men nowadays that's so soft and sensitive because of how they trying to treat everything, trying to mask, like you say, the horror stories of what they used to do to Black people here in America.
But they don't talk about the martyrs as much either. Like in history, they'll glaze right over it. Just as fast as they said the name, that's all they give it. Like they don't say too much on Marcus Garvey. They Marcus Garvey, and then they keep it pushing. They don't say nothing on Woodrow. What is that? Woodrow Wilson? What's the letter?
Woodrow Wilson?
I think that's his name. But they don't say too much about the martyrs of Black history. They really don't. They keep that part for themselves. But they really
talking about 28th president?
No, never mind. Wrong person. But they don't talk about the martyrs in Black history. That's what we're gonna go with that. They don't talk about the martyrs. They don't talk about Frederick Douglass. They glaze over some of the poetry and some of our artistic abilities when it comes to how the music was and how they still in music. Like music, Black history is music is Black history. Most of the stuff they took it from Black people. Okay, because we got the soul and they want it.
Facts. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by my phone again. Luke, did you say you was down with your 2 cents on Black History Month?
Yeah, y'all got it.
Okay. All right. So, fellas, something that just came out of nowhere. This happened in the middle of the night on a Saturday night. So it had to be some something going on that we wasn't so-called privy to. And that is the shocking trade of Luka Doncic, the combo guard of the Dallas Mavericks, getting traded to the Lakers for this man right here, Anthony Davis. And he is also going to the Dallas Mavericks. So these two jerseys are getting swapped. These two jerseys are getting swapped, and they're going to the teams that's on the opposite man's jersey. This was a shocking situation, a shocking trade. I don't even know. That's like somebody trading Kobe while he was in the middle of winning with Shaq to like who was hot doing? To like Tim Duncan of the Spurs during their prime time. So this was crazy for our little sports segment, y'all. We know we still got the Super Bowl next week, but right now we got some crazy NBA news. What y'all think about this? These are two prime players for their prospective teams are now being traded to each other's team. What y'all think about that?
Well, I guess I'll go first on this one. Yeah, I feel like I put my little hypothesis together for this one. This one was, it took me a while to try to make sense of it, but the only thing that I could really make sense is that when it comes to AD, you know, a lot of people were saying LeBron had something to do with it. Okay, now let's walk with that theory. Let's walk with that theory just for a second because it's a theory. But if he did, only thing I can think is he felt like AD wouldn't be the best suitable candidate for whatever the vision is that the Lakers have, and I still don't really understand the decision, because AD didn't been through, he done won championships with him and everything. It's like, so I'm flabbergasted. Now when it comes to the Mavs, I seen self sabotage on the way anyway. You could kind of feel it. It was on the way, but only thing I can think the Mavs are thinking is to rebrand the relationship with Kyrie Irving, with whoever he has also, running it with him. Luka been out most of the season. Even though Luka did give them a championship, that's one thing. But it just sounds like it's a lot of rebranding that's about to go down from the Lakers to the Mavs as well. So I'm interested to see what this long-term plan is. We're seeing steps in their plan, but I don't think we have enough information to put everything together right away. So that's my take on it.
Hey, Israel, how would you feel if your job, you went to sleep employed at one place and then you woke up said that you got another position somewhere else? How would you feel about that?
Man, I would be confused. I'd be trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why? What? If I ain't know at this point, it's like, what? I don't know. I'd be reluctant, and then I don't know, had to figure it out. But at this point, it's like, what is going on? What? We gonna be delayed because I don't know, until I process this, we ain't gonna play nothing. I guess I ain't gonna play nothing, but it's crazy. I would like to see the insides as to how they just move like that. Where it's like, all right, we got to pick up a move from here to over there, but they ain't think about none of my house situation and nothing I got going on over here. Man, it's just like at this point, it ain't no loyalty in it. It ain't no loyalty.
That's exactly what the NBA is thinking right now.
Absolutely. That part. Because I remember when players used to be loyal, they used to, whoever they was with, they started with, that's who they was with. Unless they was just so bad, they just had to trade him.
And he wasn't. So the thing is, so he's not due back until February 8th because he's dealing with the injury. So he's coming back from this injury on February 8th. So during his injury, he got traded. This was a Saturday night, so no news press and nothing like that. This was actually like GM to GM, owner to owner type of conversation on the phone, saying, "Hey, would you like such and such for this guy?" And so it was more so like they just directly called the Lakers, said, "Did you want this player? And could I have Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic?" Which was very crazy, very low key. Yes, yeah, it was very low key. They saying that the Mavs are saying, even though we're all looking like that's a franchise player, why would you do that? They're looking at it as Luka Doncic doesn't know how to get in shape. This is why he keeps constantly getting injured. They're betting against him to make it seem as though he's not going to do well with the Lakers. But I kind of disagree. If LeBron says he's claimed he found out while he was at dinner. He was at dinner and he found out that Anthony Davis got traded to Dallas Mavericks. Who knows if that's true or not? We don't know the inside. But what we do know of what is being reported is that everybody's speculating that maybe he will get his body in shape and everything together and have less injuries working with LeBron, because, LeBron spends $1 million on his body every year. This is why he's still at the level he's at 40 years old. So they're trying to say maybe Luka can get his act together while he's in LA. But that also messes with his money, because now he has to pay different state taxes. And now he's ineligible for a $370 million Supermax deal. So if he would have stayed with Dallas, they just robbed him of $100 million. If he would have stayed with Dallas, they were going to have to pay him. He was going to be eligible at the end of the season for a $370 million contract. But now that he is traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, he's lost out on $119 million. So now he cannot get the Supermax deal anymore.
That's crazy.
Now, yeah, that's information that I definitely did not know about. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it seems like there's so many pieces to this. That's why I'm like, I didn't want to hop on the train with it being LeBron's fault like so quickly. I found the news out. I was at the poker table. I was telling Solomon about it. And that's when I found out about it. And that's what a lot of guys at the table were saying. They was like, man, this had to be, woo, 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 he had to, but I'm like, how do we really know yet? Like, we barely even got any information for real. So that's definitely some breaking news that I think you kind of letting the people know that they didn't know. But carry on. I just wanted to get my little piece on that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was crazy to me when I found that out. That's because of what's in the contract. I would say they still have Kyrie Irving. Getting a big in Anthony Davis and then out of the scrutiny and shadow of LeBron might give him some newfound confidence or something. Who knows when it coming down to the playoffs of Dallas and the Lakers. The Mavericks and the Lakers is going to be a team that we definitely look out for. The trade deadline, I think, is next week. So we're going to continue to see what new surprises that they're going to do. But now everybody in the NBA is panicking. They like, if they going to let go of this man, they going to let go of me too. So that's crazy, starting getting rid of a star player like that. Well, you know what else people should let go? They need to let go of Beyonce. Let go of Beyonce. Let go of sis. Y'all gotta let her go.
Why we gotta let go of Beyonce? That's
Beyonce. Why did she win Country Album of the Year? And she's not a country artist.
The Beehive gonna get you. The Beehive gonna get you.
I won't. Come on, Beehive. Come to the podcast. Come to the
I'm trying to start a war. Oh man. Oh,
what Michael Jackson say? Wanna be starting something? Got to be starting. Come on, Beehive.
Man, I think it's about time she won a Grammy for something. You know, they be cheating her. What's it they
She
talking
got
about?
wins.
No,
She got
what's it?
Grammy
No.
wins.
What was they talking about? They ain't get it. She ain't get a Grammy for or something. Her and Jay, or Jay was some. What was it? BET Awards or what was it?
She had, bro. I looked at all of her awards
No,
last
wasn't it
night.
something Jay-Z was talking? It was something where Jay-Z was talking about. It's crazy how we come here every year. She get the best album, this at the third, but she ain't win the Grammy or something. What award was it? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, cause she got some wins, bro. I'm looking at the stuff she
I
won for
know she got
Dangerously in
wins,
Love.
but
She won for the 4 album. There's so many Beyonce albums that she won for her R&B singing. How did she win a Grammy for country? She's not a country artist.
you don't listen to her music, do you?
I do listen to her music, not all of it though.
You don't listen to it. She got some bangers the whole time.
She got some bangers on it. All right, she got one. There's one song. There's 2 songs on that country album I like.
it's relatable. It's relatable.
Man,
You sound like you part of the Beehive.
Which ones you like?
Man, she got some bangers, man. See, look. You gotta hear what these.
I ain't gonna lie.
Every now and
So
then.
okay, I think
You said what?
Oh well.
What'd you say?
Wait, what you say, Israel? No, what
No, I
was you about
said
to
she
say?
got some bangers, but what you say?
No, I was gonna say I can get the perspective of where he coming from though, Solomon. Like when it comes, okay, so she definitely got hits, but let's also be real. She's been able to really be able to manipulate the music market very well. Like it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it's the Drake type of conversation. All right, I got you. Give me a second. It's the Drake type of conversation almost. Like we can argue that there are definitely better singers, but she's been able to kind of, in my opinion, be able to master the music industry. You know, as far as when to move, when not to move, and you know how to kind of create a strong fan basis. That part is kind of undeniable. But that's my 2 cents on it right there.
Okay, when was it? It was the 24th-time Grammy winner. I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has the more Grammys than anyone and never won album of the year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Jay-Z said, and this was, when was this? This was, what year was this? He said that. That was last year. But she won, what did she win this time?
Country album of the year.
Okay, finally won an album of the year.
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah. So finally she won album of the year
song
for something. But I haven't listened to her Cowboy Carter. But I know one of the ones that is
exactly. You just proved my point. You ain't even listened to her cowboy stuff.
I ain't finished. One of the songs I did hear was Tyrant. That's a hit. Okay.
I do like Tyrant. I do like that song.
16 Carriages. That's the hit. Okay. Don't ask me why I listen to it, but hey, every now and then you gotta listen to what you're listening to. And then even from Renaissance, there's a few songs I like on there. Plastic Off the Sofa, Summer Renaissance, and then Thick.
We ain't talking about Renaissance though. That ain't the album they got nominated.
We talking about Beyonce music, okay? We talking about her music. If you listen to her song Thick, and it ain't spelled thick, it's THIQUE. That is thick. That's that thick. That's that Texas thick, boy.
Okay.
That Texas Hold'em.
Oh my god.
But
okay.
Yeah, Texas Hold'em. That's another. She got some hits, and buddy, man, she got some hits.
Hold'em. You like that song?
Look, no judgment zone here. Beyonce, she got some hits. Okay, we're gonna say that. Hold on. Let me pause it. We gonna.
I'm not even saying. I get what you saying, Israel. I'm not saying she don't have no hits. That's a whole different conversation. we can go through all of her albums. We can name so many songs that even that high school and college bands play. Like, she is universally worldwide known and respected as a great R&B / I even give her the pop lane artist. Okay. She got hits like Upgrade You, Ring the Alarm, Single Ladies. She has countless hits. Diva, Ego. We could keep going on and on and on how many hits Beyonce got that is R&B / pop. Country, she's the best country artist. And you got people like Taylor Swift out here.
They probably got to say best.
Tim McGraw.
Best black.
She better than Taylor Swift, gang. I'm sorry. She better than Taylor Swift. I mean, you got to give it to Beyonce, though. That's why I said she's mastered the music industry, bro. Beyonce, have y'all ever heard any of her jazz music? Exactly. And it's raw. It's actually good. Like, she just, for some reason, she's able to put together the pieces that it takes. When you're in the studio, you have to perfect the moment. When you're on stage, you have to be able to live that moment of perfection continuously, show after show. She mastered that from both angles. And when you do that, that's when you kind of end up becoming like one of the top 10 artists. Then when you're able to pull them in and create a fan base and call them the Beehive, how catchy is that? Imagine that aha moment, whoever came up with that idea, the Beehive. Like, it's too perfect. It's just too perfect. Like, it's almost like you would think somebody wrote this plan out 20 years before she was born and was able to execute it, because it just becomes just too perfect. Like, so that's why I'm like, I feel where Israel coming from, because it's like, she a hard-working woman now. You know, whether we like I don't like all her songs, but I would be lying if I said she wasn't a hit maker.
That's not the conversation. That's a whole different conversation.
No, it's not, because you said the best pop artist. The problem with the pop song is that it was so good. See, it's one thing if she made a pop song and it flopped, because there have been high-level artists that's made songs and they flopped and they just left it alone.
Did you listen to her album?
I didn't listen to no Renaissance.
No, you can't say it ain't the best country
I didn't listen to Renaissance. Hold on, wait. Did you hear Cowboy Carter?
Let's not. We gonna.
Did you hear Cowboy? No, we're talking about one album. We're not talking about the rest of her catalog. We're talking about one album.
If you ain't listened to it, we can't speak on the King.
I listened to some of the songs off the album.
You said you listened to some of them.
Right, I listened to some of the songs off the album. Okay. That's why I know about 16 Carriages. I don't like that. That's why I know about Texas Hold'em. That song, I don't know why you like it. It's trash to me. I did like Tyrant.
You did like Tyrant.
I did like Tyrant. But that's because she got it. They say that's like a trap country. Like, she got her own like subgenre in the country music. The Tyrant song is a hit because it sounds like a trap song.
So
listen to the song.
Let us not speak on things that we didn't see all the way through.
Until
we listen to the whole album. We can't say that wasn't the best country album of the year. Now, who is making these accolades and who is the person that's making these reviews? I don't know. Who knows? But still, if we ain't listened to the whole album, we can't say it ain't the best one. We can't say it's not the best country album.
I'm about to give you all of her awards because you made it seem like she don't be getting rewarded for stuff, but she does. Okay.
No, she does.
She got nominated. She got nominated by the American Music Awards 41 times.
No, look.
She won 16. Okay?
Jay said that she didn't get nominated.
I'm going through all of them.
Okay.
She got nominated 81 times by BET. She won 36 times. Okay. Billboard Award, she got nominated 62 times. She won 28 times.
None of that matters. She won an album of the year. Okay. She finally got country album of the year. Maybe that because that's what Jay-Z was mad about. She was like, she winning all these awards, but still not album of the year. Like, come on.
Yes, she did. I'm trying to hold on. Let me go to
Look, he just said that last year, 2024.
that's crazy for him to say that because
Let
she
me see.
won album
Hold
of the
on.
year before. Hold on, I'm finna go. I just seen it last night. I just looked it up. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm trying to go back to it. If my memory, if my what you call it, go back. She won. Hold on, let me get to Grammy. Let me get to the Grammy. Hold on. When I get to this Grammy, you're gonna be like, "Oh, she won for that." Yeah,
no,
she won.
We're not talking about Grammy. We talk about album of the year.
That's the Grammys last night. That's what we share.
Hold up. Let me share my screen because I pulled it up. Let me see.
Okay, go ahead. Share your screen.
Let me share my screen. Share screen. Is this working right? Where is this at? Is this the window? Yeah, there we go. All right, so can y'all see this? Let's see. So this is CBS News. Here we go. Can y'all see this clearly?
Yeah.
All right, February 5th, 2024. CBS News. So, Jay-Z's criticisms of music's biggest night didn't end there. Okay, besides that, the 24th-time Grammy winner turned his attention to his wife, R&B superstar Beyonce. I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than anyone and never won the album of the year. That's what he was upset about. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Jay-Z said as the cameras cut to Beyonce standing in the audience. And that was his whole thing. So now I guess they finally appeased somebody. You know, they appeasing them for whatever reason, but gave her country album of the year. So I guess that may open up more opportunities with them to do with Jay and Bay.
Nah, I think if you think about it, when it comes to the whole album of the year type thing, right? So the reason she probably never won is because she's not good at putting together full hit albums. That's just the truth.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
The Beehive is coming.
Hold on. Before both of y'all go crazy, listen to let me explain. When you win the award for album of the year, that means you have to put together an album that has a decent amount of hits, which is usually about 80% of them. And this is the other thing. And you have to put the album out on the same year that someone else who has the same percentage of it is not still better than your album. That's where it gets a little tricky. Because it's not that she hasn't had years where she's had amazing albums, but you got to ask your questions. You ask yourself, was that amazing album still better than the album she lost to? It can still be two amazing albums, full from the first song to the end, but it still has to beat the other one that's like that. And because she already doesn't do that consistently, she's not Michael Jackson. This is what this goes to. This is why Michael was just the king. Because when you can go song after song after song after song, next album, song after song after song after song, next album, song after song after song. Then watch this. You go 3 generations down, and then everybody still know all 15 of those songs. You can't say that about Beyonce. It ain't that she ain't a good artist. It's that's a different level of mastery. When you talking about from front to back, generation to generation, knowing all of your songs. You're not going to get that with the Beehive. You're going to get about 6 to 7 if it's 15 songs. You're going to get about 4 to 5 if it's 10 songs. Every now and then you're going to get 8 or 9, but that's not a consistent thing that she does. Really, her main thing is coming out with great hits. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Could have been an album by itself. Because it was so versatile. It wasn't necessary to have 12 other songs on that made any sense. Who cares? That song stood alone on its own. It became her niche. So I get where he's coming from, but I don't think it was an ill thing because maybe that's just not what she's good at. I mean, she's good at just about 90% of everything in the music industry. What's wrong with it being something that's not a part of her forte? unless you are in their mindset, which greatness is expected all the way across the board. That's why I couldn't even get mad at him for making a statement because they think different. They want it all. They don't want a piece. They don't even want 99%. They want the whole 100. So that's my theory on his whole little comment on that.
Okay. Y'all saying she ain't win album of the year. Okay. She won. Dangerously in Love, best contemporary R&B album. Not song. She won for this. I'm looking at all the greens for her, what she won. She won.
Say of the year.
Hold on, wait. This is the best
album.
This is the album of her genre. Hold on, this is the album of her genre. This is the album of her genre, R&B. She won another best contemporary R&B album with Destiny's Child. Destiny,
now you're adding other people. We just talking about Beyonce.
Hold on. I'm going through all her wins. Best contemporary R&B album for B-Day.
All that matters. Nothing else. We ain't talking about nothing else. It's the album of the year. Okay? That's it. We're going to have to move on from this.
She never won album of the year, but she still won best album in her genre.
That doesn't matter. Apparently, it doesn't matter to Jay. He's talking about album of the year. That don't matter. That don't matter if it ain't album of the year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that don't matter. That don't matter to Jay, at least. Like you said, that's the truth.
So even all of these wins that she had for her albums, because it don't say album of the year, even though she was the best in her genre, what she was doing. Because you made a great point about the Michael Jackson thing, because I had a debate with somebody about Chris Brown, right? They were saying Chris Brown is like the new Michael Jackson. And I said, well, do Chris Brown have a Michael Jackson album? Michael Jackson, 2 of his albums are already diamond. And to get to diamond, you can be multi-platinum. So the tier is gold, platinum, and then when you're the best is diamond. There's people who don't have diamond albums. Y'all keep trying to tell me these people the best at something. These people are not. They don't have Michael Jackson type of albums where every single song is a hit. It's been a hit for years. Ain't no skips. You can put on a Michael Jackson album, listen to the whole thing, and you can remember every single song from generation to generation. There's people who ain't on Michael Jackson level yet. They trying to be. Beyonce don't have a Michael Jackson album yet. She has a lot of albums with a lot of hits on it, with different hits on it, but she don't have one album that's just all just straight through like, oh, this is a good song, this is a good song, this is a good song. Her whole album should be on the radio if it was that good. Like Michael Jackson's whole album was on the radio. Beyonce don't got that. Chris Brown don't got that either, but that was the whole.
Chris Brown, he on a different level. Like I done seen some of his album. I'm like, dude, you got 30 songs in this album. That's crazy. That could be 2 albums right there, 3 albums. He and every album he pumping out 20, 30. I ain't even listened to them all. But I'm like,
he said he be recording like 100.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. He on a different level. We like a different Kanye level. Different Kanye, Michael Jackson level. I don't know. He on his own level. Just crazy. And he won, I forget what award he won over Oscar. Which is crazy. That shows how good he is. But what award did he win over the weekend? Was it over the weekend?
Yeah, last night.
He got he won a Grammy last night.
Kendrick Lamar won a bunch of Grammys too for that Not Like Us song.
They gotta be. They gonna end up making a Grammy. What they gonna make? Don't they got one for the best diss track? He's definitely gonna win that. Because
if they make a Grammy for the best diss song, I think a lot of people would diss people more. They're
gonna make one. They're gonna eventually make a Grammy for Who made somebody the saltiest the most? Who made somebody put a whole lawsuit out because the album was so good?
Best rap beef. Best rap beef in a long time.
That's crazy. Yeah, they definitely they making Drake cry right now. All right, fellas. Well, while we're all here, the topic of today's episode, is it a bird or a plane? Because I'm trying to figure out if these people bird brains, okay? Because they need to learn how to operate the control tower when it comes to these planes. So let's get into it, fellas. Let's get into it. Plane crash. 67 people are dead after a regional jet collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter last Wednesday night over Washington, D.C. The aircraft went down in a Potomac River, breaking into multiple pieces. There were no survivors. There were 64 passengers aboard the plane and 3 Army soldiers in a helicopter. Okay. So since then, I have a list of all of these planes or all of these accidents. So that was on January 28th. Like I said, that was the commercial aviation, Washington, D.C. The crew of the Republic Airlines. This is another one. Airlines Flight 4514 initiated a go-around at the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in response to an onboard alert with that military helicopter was nearby. Air traffic controllers used traffic advisories to both aircraft and military helicopter crew reported. But obviously, there was an accident. On January 29th, another jet collided with an airborne helicopter. On January 31st, this was in Pennsylvania. The first 2 was in Washington, D.C. The one for January 31st was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Crashed around 6:30 p.m. local time after departing from the Philadelphia airport. 6 people on board. The plane was en route to Missouri. The FAA is investigation of that situation. On February 1st, in Chicago, at O'Hare Airport, one of the planes struck a tug. The passengers was deplaned and were bussed into the terminal. Nobody was hurt in that situation. The FAA is investigating that. Fellas, what is going on with these planes?
Well, I guess I'll get this one started off because I'm gonna have to dip off in a little bit. But yeah, this has been a very interesting conversation and topic. Of course, been all over the news, been breaking news everywhere. Um, from the information that I got when it came to the airport in Washington, they've actually been having a lot of close calls. Of course, one of the things that came out was that they've been very understaffed, and that particular day, the operator that was working operations in the tower was doing controls for the helicopter units as well as for the commercial airlines. So if you can think about that, it's already a stressful job, known as one of the most stressful jobs in the world. Um, but to have them kind of doing 2 people's work at one time, to me, definitely would lead to this. Second, is getting reports that the helicopter was too high in the first place, which to me makes a lot of sense because why are you doing military drills at a commercial? I mean, in a commercial space, I get it. The airport is big enough to where you can house different operations, such as commercial and military. I understand that. I don't see a problem with that. They've been doing that since the beginning of the military. However, this was just like to me so many accolades went into problem, regulation era, red flag, and it finally came to where enough of um, pushing stuff under the rug, like being understaffed, finally came back, and unfortunately, people had to suffer for it. People had to suffer for the errors that came from this. So, the people they want to know. They want to know what's going on. They want to know the truth. They want to know what happened, especially the loved ones. They like, look, things happen. You know, airlines have had a lot of issues. Some of them just don't make breaking news. But in this instance, there's no reason. There's no reason that this should have happened if it wasn't for some kind of negligence or or foul play within some kind of administrative staff. Even when it just comes to them having people understaffed like that, we know what this got to do. It just always goes down to the money, and it is a stressful job. So it's a lot of questions that's being asked, and the people won't answer. So that's my take on it.
What was the question?
Just your thoughts on everything that's going on. I see what you just sent too.
Man, it's crazy. I think it's crazy because it's like, is it preparing us for conspiracy theorists? We got a lot of conspiracy out of there. I had a whole group chat. Some of my buddies talking about, man, another plane that crashed and another plane that crashed. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. It's like, yeah, when you understaff, I think at most instead of having one person do two people's job, you should just delay something. Like delay people's flights so one person can do what they need to do. And this is part of the conspiracy theories that people have said. They was like in Philly. Yeah, it was another plane crash that happened in Philly. And after the remnants, they saying that the top is Philly and then the bottom are missiles. So they trying to say over there that we've been attacked, or maybe it's we under attack or something like that, which I wouldn't put them past them. I wouldn't put it past them at this point because wasn't it another incident happening in Vegas around the same time?
I will have to see.
We was just talking about it a couple of weeks ago, I think. With
You talking about on the first? You talking about on the first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something that they doing with it seemed like they could be doing something. They as in the infamous they as in messing up with the controls and communications of the airspace, like they doing all type of random tests like they was doing with the phones. What year was that? When it was like, I think it was down here. It could have been everywhere, but it was like for a whole couple of hours, couldn't do nothing with the phone. Couldn't receive phone calls, couldn't send phone calls. It might have been just down in Georgia or something. But I know down here, it was like for a whole hour or two, it was like we couldn't do nothing. We couldn't, the phone ain't had no service. And it wasn't just my phone, it was everybody's phone down here.
That happened to me in Chicago before too.
Yeah, it might have been the same day, but it was crazy. It's like first thing when it comes to like I guess natural disasters that take away your communication. And when you take away the communication, that's where you can divide and conquer. Because if I can't communicate with them in another state, then what can I do? I got to deal with what I got going on here. And that brings us to the survival, those movies like Bird Box, where you towards the end of the world and you ain't got no communication with nobody. You just got to get there, and hopefully you got some radios, or hopefully the people you trying to meet is somewhere where they trying to meet you. But it's it do have me second guessing, like, man, I'm supposed to take a flight in a couple of weeks. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to get the Go Wild Pass anymore because, I ain't trying to go no time soon, no time too early. And it was a video I just seen on Instagram where I'm gonna see if I could be able to show you. Are you able to pull up videos on Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see if I could send you this video, but apparently it's like a video of like when you fly on an airplane in 2025. Let's see. Where you want me to send it? Hold up. I'm gonna send it to the same spot. Bear with us for a hot minute. All of you.
But yeah, I while you getting that together, I just want to say,
I just sent
a lot of people are saying this is Trump's fault because he did the DEI, the executive order. He said he wants people that are smarter and more competent. This morning he said he wants the smartest people in the world to be at these positions at the control towers and things of that nature when it comes to the planes flying. And so they said, well, it's Trump's fault because he fired everybody that was there. And so now they understaffed, and that's why they keep messing up. The planes are crashing. They just want to blame Trump for anything. So I'm not putting too much into that. I just wanted to say that little silliness that they was up there.
That's probably why they took some time out to put it out that they had been complaining about this issue for months, the understaffed issue, including the employees. The employees that's where they mainly got the story from, was the employees. They've been understaffed for months. So what Trump did was he went after the person who's in charge of that whole department for the whole country. And that's what, like, I felt like it became like a war when he kind of went for him, because he's already been accused of not really being very good, especially thinking about the last railroad incident that we had. I don't know if anybody remember that, when those trains went off the track. So dude already was in hot water. I can't remember his name, but he's in charge of all traffic control in all forms of reality when it comes to the government. He has complete control from California to Florida on who gets the funding that they need when they're in a crisis, when they are understaffed. And he's been accused of not being able to do his job way before these planes came down. So I just always found that to be interesting, because when the trains went off the track, it was like, aha. That's why I'll be looking at people sometimes like, do y'all not remember this is the same person? We're still talking about the same boss that didn't even go down to help the people, didn't even try to hold the company responsible for poisoning those people's community, and also didn't help the railroad yard when they had brought up the issue about the transportation months in before. Why? Because it takes forever to get things done in a traffic control system of the government. It's a horrible, horrible system. It's too slow, and for as much money as we pay, there's no reason that people are not being properly put in those towers. I personally feel the reason it is because the pressure of the job ain't equaling the pay. Pay. It's about the pay. That's the type of job that needs to be paid like how doctors and lawyers are paid. I'm not talking about $100,000 a year. No. $100,000 a year used to sound good until y'all made everything expensive. That's not cheap no more. Like, what is that gonna do? So it's not even so much that all these things are adding up to why we're not able to fill certain positions that are very valuable. So you telling me people been understaffed for months? It's got to be a reason. And this was before he killed the whole bill and all of that. So what's the real reason on why people don't want to do this job? And my personal opinion, 90% of the time is usually because the pay don't equal up to the money and the stress and the time that it takes to get the job fulfilled. So we got to find out who the whole responsible for that.
This video that you was talking about, is this the video, Israel? Can't hear you. You muted.
Yes, it's a parody of when you fly in 2025.
Hey, before this plane take off, ain't none of y'all important, right? Ain't no millionaires, no billionaires, no like tech giants, no Bitcoin motherfuckers on this plane, right? Because they crashing these motherfuckers. Y'all know that. Stop looking at me. She look important. Hey, give me a ticket to Spirit Airlines. I ain't doing this. Hey, before this plane take off, ain't
Yeah. That's something to think about these days.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be funny about it, but they did just have a lot of Olympic skaters on that flight.
Oh snap!
They did have some ice skaters, I believe. They were the figure skaters. They also they were coming from Wichita, Kansas. They had a lady that was a Harvard. She was going to be a professor or something. She was like a somebody important, like a lawyer or something like that. She was one of the black ladies that was very accomplished. She was on that same flight. They had a bunch of people. I had a whole list of just names and what they did, how many people was on that flight and what they did. So they did kind of, even though it's a jokey joke, it's a little parody, but it's actually real.
Now that part, I don't think anybody was on that important. Like when he was like, "Is it any billionaire?" The only reason I say that, let me tell you why I say that. Let me tell you why I say that. Billionaires don't ride commercial. Millionaires don't ride commercial. Tech moguls don't ride commercial. None of these people ride commercial. Why? It's actually cheaper to ride in a jet than it is to go commercial, and this is less of a difficult situation. So if you was telling me one of those private airplanes and it was a jet with maybe about 7 or 8 people, and I'm like, yeah, they had some enemies. Because how you make it to the private airline? But in reality, I'm really feeling like this was bad management and human error.
Look,
But I want to wait till the black box come out before I really give my opinion on it, because we don't have all of the variables yet, and they're going to wait to even release that until they investigate it. So
Y'all excuse
listen.
Luke and Israel on the podcast.
After,
We
hold
are
up.
very sensitive
no,
individuals
no,
about what's going
After
on.
no. If anybody, first off,
Kobe's accident, I'm not flying in no helicopter.
well, no, it's not that. It's that when the parody is the parody was, is it any moguls, billionaires, tech? I'm not saying that the people who was on the manifesto is not important. I'm talking about to the level of degree to target that plane, for there to be a psyop. It's called a psyop, to where there's an orchestrated assassination attempt that requires the assassination of innocent people. I feel like that is like a 3% chance of actually being the situation, because it wouldn't make any sense. It's too messy. That's not how you would go about it. This feels like human error, mistakes, and not only that, a mistake that has been missed multiple times, because that airline itself has the records that they've had multiple close calls for the past months. They're known to be an unorganized airport. When you have something that's unorganized, you're bound to have a mistake like what we saw. So it made me lean to more like it was just like an actual unfortunate mistake, but it still has that somebody still got to be held accountable for why that mistake happened at the end of the day, because people lost their lives.
The helicopter was military. They were doing practice. So the military ones, I heard he had on night vision goggles too. Why are you doing that? That's dumb.
Look,
that's very stupid. Why do you have on night vision goggles while you flying a helicopter in your training session?
At the Kobe pass, I don't think I'm good in helicopters, because that's a whole other story.
What was the other thing? And then Luke, will you tell me about the one that was in Philadelphia? Then the one that was in Pennsylvania, them was politicians in that plane. So what about them?
Now that could be a whole nother conversation. That's what I'm saying. That's a smaller plane. It's a lot more of a direct. That could have actually been an actual attack. I would lean more to 25% on that. I'm still low, but I'm definitely going to be lower with the commercial flight with lawyers and stuff like. Yes, these people are important. They're not assassination important though. Those are two different type of levels. Now, if Trump was on that plane, I could understand. If the king of Morocco was on that plane, or even one of his ambassadors, to send a signal to him, I could understand.
They had some Russians on that plane. They did have some Russians on that plane.
But which Russians? We talking about regular Russians Or we talking about these are Russians that go and report directly to Putin. No, that's different. And Putin not finna have them on that
Right.
plane in the first place. All if you look at the way, let's think about this. If you look at the way the government handles situation, why do they do that? Because they've been in this situation before. It's a reason why ambassadors have certain flights and they move a certain way because usually they're either targets for kidnapping and kidnapping turns into ransom, or like we were saying, if somebody was trying to give an assassination attempt, they would be an easy target just flying on a regular. You could just type their name in. Oh, okay, they're gonna be on Spirit Airline at 9 p.m. I'll be there waiting on them. That's not how they move. We talk about people with a lot of money and a lot of power and a lot of resources. They don't move that reckless. That's just reckless.
I
This
just
was
came,
this had to be an accident for me, and
just
it
came up
ain't.
with a conspiracy.
I want, and that's why I want to hear the black box because it's like, what if it was pilot error? We don't know.
I'm gonna tell
We
you right
have,
now, if it was politicians on there, they trying to take them out because at this point, you got all these old people here that ain't retiring. How is you gonna take them out?
Oh my God.
now they would say that for COVID. Now that could be something that dealt with COVID. Now I'm with you a little bit on that, but I don't think they gonna. I don't think 60 some people gonna really take care of that. So I don't know.
I'm
Israel
just
going that
saying.
crazy.
That's the
Y'all
conspiracy I just
tripping.
came up.
Y'all is tripping tonight.
If they won't go, you gotta make them go.
It's 2025.
Oh my God.
Everything we used to think was a conspiracy, we're finding out
Oh,
85% of it was the truth. It's
oh
kind of
my
scary.
God.
It's kind of
Yo,
scary.
yo, Lord.
It's kind of scary.
Hey,
This
it
might
be
be
like
the
that, man. You
episode we
seen the
get
movies?
canceled. This might be the episode.
I don't think we're that popular.
That's what's
Oh,
funny.
snap. All right. Fellas,
I think
I
it's time
have.
for Ask the Pharaohs. Ask the Pharaohs.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
do
to
this.
ask y'all nothing else today.
Monday Madness.
All right, fellas, it's time for my favorite segment. It's called Ask the Pharaohs. Family, if you want your question to be asked, always you can hit us up if you're watching live in the comment section, or you can always email us at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com if you have a question for us. All right, fellas, I have a question. I forgot who this is from, so I am so sorry that I didn't put your name to this. But the question is, and I had put this in the group chat, so I didn't forget. But the question is, do you think the black woman is used as a weapon against the black man in 2025?
Take it away,
Anybody?
Luke.
No, y'all want me to. Israel done going crazy, huh? He going crazy. Um, yeah. Just ask the Pharaoh. So I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna answer it in the best way I can. Um, yes, I do, but I would say that the person who uses the black woman the most against the black man would be the black man and the black woman. Like, I don't think it's any outside manipulator no more in this year. I think that was more like in the 90s and the 80s where somebody else had to do the bidding. Now it feels like we've kind of just taken up the mantle and just decided to do it ourselves. So, um, of course, we know there's a lot of relationship talk going on. We know relationships and things like that are different. But to say use against, I mean, it's like, yeah, you see a lot of commonalities in society that's put the black woman in that position. One of the first ones was what was that executive order that was passed, that welfare, all of that assistance, and you can be bad by yourself, and a lot of these things have kind of played a part into the inner war we've had with one another. So I would definitely have to say yes. It's been used. It's seen to actually be a working product, unfortunately, and it's something that we all really trying to work on to try to reverse that. Because there ain't no way in the world that we should be against each other. We're supposed to be looking out for each other before anybody else. So I would have to agree and say yes.
think the real enemy is division amongst each other. So it's like the black woman is her own enemy and the man is his own enemy, and apart they're enemies of each other. So the only way to not be an enemy is to be together. Because, as they say, together we stand, divided we fall. There we go.
I'm going to say,
hold up.
And like I said, I'm so sorry for forgetting your name. But I am going to say that the black woman can be used as a weapon against the black man, but in this day and time, I believe we should be aware enough for it not to happen to us. And so, what you was gonna say, Israel?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think the real weapon. Hold up. Besides that, the real weapon. Hold up. What's the question? What's the question? One more time.
Your question is: do you think that the black woman is used as the weapon against the black man in 2025?
Nah, I think the child is used as a weapon against the black man in 2025. Yeah. If you acting wrong, they use the child as a weapon. You can't see your child against the black man. You can't see him. Yeah, that's the real weapon. Taking away the child from the black man is the real weapon in 2025. That's the real weapon. You got an argument? Y'all like together? Oh, she taking your son and the grandparents ain't gonna see him. Who really suffering?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like I say, like at this point in our time, in the years of all of this learning, even through the different I want to say social statuses and classes, no matter how much money you're making, even if you are into the gay marriage or the same-sex marriage and all of these things of nowadays, you should know when the black woman is being utilized for your own demise as a black man. And like, I agree with you, Israel. We shouldn't be divided. We should always be together. You know what I'm saying? We should not give someone else the opportunity to come between the black man and the black woman when it comes to this society, especially in America. Have we not seen the evidence of what they do when they divide us? They make sure that you can't raise your children as a father. They make sure that you can't actually grow into making that $1 million idea become into reality, because then they take away the food stamps when you're making too much money. Then they're telling you, well, when it comes to completing the household, as long as there's not a man there, you know what I'm saying, you can't have X, Y, and Z when it comes to your benefits in the home. Put things together, make sure that we respect and love each other, and I believe we'll be able to conquer anything. The thing is, a lot of people they're not being themselves. And I keep going to that. I feel like I say this a lot on the podcast. If you don't know you will never get to the full potential of what you want to be and what you consider yourself that you think you are. As they say, the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so he is. If you have to put in the work, and then the people that's supposed to be on your team will be there. They're gonna show up. But if you don't know who you are, if you're not aligned with self, the alignment of yourself gives you the self actualization. And that is the peak of who you are. Once you get to know you, you'll be able to you'll make sure that you don't get people to come into your life, or a woman that's at your side that's gonna be your enemy. Because once y'all know yourselves individually, and then y'all come together on a specific mission, as they always say, be on that same page, no, you won't be a weapon towards each other. That's my 2 cents on that. All right. And one last thing, I want to address this because I said I was going to address this on Facebook. All right. Now, to my Coptic folk, okay, that's listening. Just because y'all see me talking to somebody online, or people know me and we have conversations, does not mean I am dating them or I have a situation with them, okay? I don't get where y'all coming from with all this. Well, because, they laugh at each other jokes on Facebook and they post each other's business things that they're sleeping together. That is so weird. Get out of that mindset. We're supposed to be supporting each other in all the things that we do if we are a nation of people. That's the problem. We forgot what a nation does. We forgot what a nation do.
They trying to count your wives, King.
Huh?
They trying to count your wives and concubines. They trying to find out. They trying to find out who's who.
They trying to count my wives.
Your wives and concubines, man. You put it out there. You trying to have multiple.
Y'all gotta stop that. That's so weird though. That's some weird energy. Like all we doing is talking to each other. We're supposed to be hospitable. We're supposed to, I don't have to be mean to people because I don't talk to them. There's a person right now, there's an empress that hate me and don't even need to. Don't even need to hate me, but because we're not together, she believes the hate is the only relationship that is the right relationship for us. That's weird. I don't have to hate you. Huh?
You used to date her or something?
I plead the fifth. All right, fellas.
That's crazy.
No. Y'all do me first.
Anything else before we get out of here, y'all?
Nah, I'm good. I love the people, love the subscribers. Keep subscribing, subscribe, tell your friends about us.
All right. Well, family, thank you for joining us for episode 37 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. You can find me on Cornelius Solomon Walker on Facebook, on Instagram at CJ Walker103. And you can email me if you want to get a book published at cwalker1582@gmail.com. Israel, where can people find you?
What's good? Y'all can find me at jonathanjohnson621.com. Send me questions via email. You can find me on the podcast, the Pharaohs Podcast, and you can find me on Facebook. In the meantime, make sure you go and support Love Poem for the Streets. Oh, snap. Bad. There we go. Something like that. Can y'all see that? Barely. Love Poems for the Streets. Make sure y'all go and support. Dang, I'm having a bad reception here. But Love Poems for the Streets, or 621 relationship tips made to make you think and converse.
Luke, where can people find you?
Let me do mine real quick. Yeah, y'all can find me at Luke733leader@gmail.com. Like I said, love y'all. Subscribe. Another episode knocked out. We're looking forward to growing this shit.
All right. And you can email all of us at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. Don't forget February 22nd. Book signing event February 22nd from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. 700 West 119th Street, Chicago, Illinois 60628. Prince and Princess Adventures, My Faith and Family, author Alicia L. Jones Morris. All right. And you can also find us If you're not able to look at us live, family, you can always listen to us every Tuesday on Spotify. All right, family. Peace.